Hey everyone, my name is Qazi Sartaj Ahmed and welcome to my YouTube channel, Fun Facts. So for my first YouTube video, I'm going to be discussing about 5 effective ways for you to start saving money. So before I really go into the different effective ways for you to start making money, I want to first set one thing straight. None of these techniques will be effective unless and until you have a long-term goal created for yourself. And this is obviously your own financial long-term goal. So let's say if you're someone who is in my age, who's a 24-year-old, you need to have a long-term goal set up for how much money you want to have saved in the next 10 years, or where do you see yourself in the next 10 years. So starting off, the first effective tip for you will be to start recording your expenses. You can't actually start saving money unless and until you know the numbers. You know your own numbers, that how much you're spending. Say you go to Chef's Table, well, that's not an option now due to the current pandemic, but still, you go to Chef's Table, or your day-to-day travel expenses. Every one of your expenses, every one of your everyday expenses down to the last dime, you should have it recorded. And what I would suggest for you is to start from the first date of one month, say 1st of January, for example, and you go through the whole month recording each of your expenses from each and every day. And then you make a record of it on your phone or in Excel or wherever you please. There are different budgeting tools out there as well. And you just record your expenses that you make each month. All right, so after you're done recording your expenses, the second most effective step for you will be to create a monthly budget for yourself. So now that you've done going through the first step of recording your everyday budget, you'll see at the end of the day, at the end of this month how much expenses you've incurred. So after that, you can create a monthly budget for the next month, right? So for the first step, I said, as an example, you start with January, and then on the second month, February, you create your own budget, that how much you plan on spending, how much you plan on saving. That's the second step. The third step will be to start finding effective ways for you to cut down on costs. And there are many different ways that you can do it. And one of them can be comparing one month where you don't have any budget for yourself, so you start spending normally like you would, and another month where you effectively save money. And then you can compare the 2 months expenses and savings side by side and see where you're actually spending way too much, where you can cut down on costs. There are always expenses that you end up making just out of your own want, that actually isn't necessary at all for you and doesn't really make sense for you to purchase that product or service. So get to know which costs that you want to exclude from your budget, and you think that this isn't effective, and you effectively exclude that from your budget, and you'll see that you'll start saving more money. The fourth effective step for you to start saving money would be to set yourself a savings goal. This can be short-term or long-term. Effectively, you start out with your short-term goals, say for the first year or two, or if you like it, then for the first 6 months of the year. And slowly but surely, once you start saving more and more money, you start with your long-term savings goal. Say for the first year, you can have a savings goal of, let's say, around 25,000 or 30,000 taka. For the next year, you can bring it up a bit higher, get it up to 40,000 or 50,000. So if you have a specific savings goal set, then it actually becomes even more easier and you get even more motivated to start saving money. So the fifth and last effective way for you to start saving money would be to start prioritizing on your spending. See, a lot of us don't actually prioritize where we spend our money. So most of these spendings go towards just our wants. But if you actually want to see yourself become someone great, become someone successful financially, then you need to save. And in order for you to save effectively, you need to cut down on your costs by prioritizing your expenses. You should think more about where you want to spend your money as a need and not as a want. And that will help you out a ton when you're trying to save money. So these were the 5 effective steps for you to start saving money. Always remember that you need to set yourself a long-term goal where you want to be 10 years from now or 5 years from now. And that is surely going to help you become successful financially.